Hello, good evening. I'm Luciano Roas from the Brazilian Accent Improvisation, and today I'm going to talk about the different kinds of samba, and when they have different melodies, I'm gonna tell you so. Okay. Important thing to say it's I'm not a specialist in all styles of samba because there are many and many, and they happen in different parts of Brazil. But I'm trying my best. I will try my best. I did a little research to give you some information about differentiating them. Okay. Then the first thing I want to say is the samba de roda. There are some different opinions about the born of samba, but some people says that it started in Bahia and others say it started in Rio de Janeiro. But in Bahia they play a very traditional samba that people says that is the first kind of samba, that is samba de roda. Translating for English is like a ring samba, or a samba played in circles. People are playing in circles, all right. And important thing to say about it sounds very simple, the melodies, and they clap hands while they are playing. This is the 3-3-2 rhythm, and they have a rhythm like that. It's often the samba has just 2 or 3 chords. Often the fundamental chord, and the dominant, the 5th grade. Okay. And you can do, when you're improvising this kind of samba, you can use the diatonic sounds. They are going to sound more inside this kind of samba. Another kind of samba I would like to present you is the samba de avenida. The samba de avenida is a samba that is played in carnival. It's the most heavy kind of samba. It's played by more than 200 or 300 percussionists playing together, and they have some singer, and the singer is counted by 7-string guitar, the acoustic guitar, and the cavaquinho. It seems like a soprano guitar. Okay, seems like a ukulele but it has a different tuning, and it sounds brighter, right? Samba de Avenida, it's more heavy. It has a very heavy sound. And melodies, I think you can use diatonic notes, syncopations also. They are going to sound good when you are in this style. All right. The third one I would like to present you is the Partido alto. There are a lot of tunes instrumental tunes, themes that are played in Partido alto. Partido alto in its original form also is people clap together with it, and it has a different it has a different accentuation that samba would have. Let me take my pandeiro here. You have samba played with, commonly played with these 16th notes, but Partido also has another groove. I don't play pandeiro properly, but and some other things important to say that in Partido Alto, it's people sing a chorus together, but they have some part for improvise or improvisation. That you have a singer that improvise some verses, and they usually are humorous. They have jokes with another verses, and they always return to the chorus where everybody sing together. Okay, when we play the traditional Partido Alto, the phrasing is the same. It's very diatonic, using syncopations. All right, there is one that I like to show. This is an improvise. The melodies, I think it's important to say it's cantabile also, because people create verses when you want to have the original sound of Partido Alto. But there are some composers that created a new form of Partido Alto, that it's a modern way that doesn't have this form, doesn't have claps, and the comping, the instruments that make the comping, they imitate the pandeiro groove. Okay. I have heard about a composer, a Brazilian musician, that this sounds like a funky samba. For this modernization of Partido Alto, I agree with him. Okay, we have one another kind of samba, that is the Samba Funk, that it's a samba that was influenced by people that play jazz and another American styles, that happened on the 70s here in Brazil, and is represented by the band Black Rio. Okay, they play a lot of samba styles. Between them you can find the Samba Funk. Okay, but let's return to older sambas. You can have also samba canção. Samba canção, it's a slow samba that was in his main phase in the 40s, 30s or 40s, I can say, and it's a slow kind of samba. The comping would be this. Okay, I just create this harmony to trying to remember some samba canção, and often this sambas has sad lyrics saying about broken hearts and some discussion between wife and husband, and they don't have some specific kind of melody, but I can say this samba was trying to there are some samba canção that has more modern harmonies, and you can play in a more modern way of creating melodies. Okay. The next I would like to say is Samba do Moho. Samba do Moho, it's interesting because I think it's when we think in Rio de Janeiro, we think in composers that played Samba do Moho, and the history I have heard that the Rio de Janeiro started growing. It started becoming a larger city, and people that play samba that were poor people, they lose their house and they had to move to places far from the center of Rio. Then a lot of them started to move to the hills and start to live in the favelas, and there are a lot of interesting and very poetic composers that were there playing this Samba do Moho. That's a samba that is represented mainly by the guitar and some percussion, but not like Carnival samba that has lots and lots of instrumentists, but it's the most poetic. We have some interesting composers that are Cartola, Nelson Cavaquinho, Zé Cat, and so many others, and I think they are the representation of the samba in Rio de Janeiro. All right, you can say that the samba de avenida has this stereotype, but when we think the samba that's done the whole year, I think the Samba do Moho, it's more a representation, a truther representation of Brazil. Okay. The next one is Bossa Nova. For who doesn't know, Bossa Nova is a kind of samba. It's music influenced by samba, but some of the players of Samba do Moho, they said the players of Bossa Nova didn't know how to do the grooves, original grooves of samba. They played wrongly, and the people that did Bossa Nova, they were from the high medium class of Rio de Janeiro. They were studying music. And they were trying to create a new form of doing music, importing some harmonies from the Impressionism and jazz. Then it's interesting that when you do melodies for the Bossa Nova, you can use the same material than jazz, some new scales, diminished scales, or altered scales, and legion, and another melodic resources that weren't used in Brazilian music yet. Okay, sometimes you can find blue notes and other resources. In the times of Bossa Nova, you can also find samba jazz, and samba jazz started emerging because Bossa Nova created a generation of a lot of interesting musicians that played Brazilian music, but also jazz. I'm gonna show you, and in samba jazz you can use some blue notes, bebop scales. It's gonna sound at home. Let me show you one melody of samba jazz. So it goes. Then you can use blues influence. You can use a more jazzy sound. Okay, there are a lot of very interesting players in this sound because they join the Brazilian swing and the melodic idea of jazz. Okay. The next samba I would like to present you, it's the Samba Exaltação. Samba Exaltação, it's a kind of samba that speaks about the beauties of Brazil, and I really think that you know one of the main song of the Samba Exaltação, that is the Brazil. Okay, it's known as Brazil, but here in Brazil we call Aquarela do Brasil, or translating Watercolor of Brazil. Okay, but the name that it's known, this song. And it's interesting to say that in this kind of samba we often find some cliches, for example, a harmonic cliche, that is the moving grade, fifth grade to the 60th. Okay, it's when you hear this, it probably will be a samba exaltação, and you are sure if that it's a samba exaltação if you hear the word Brazil, because this is the role of samba exaltação, to say good things about Brazil, and we have some of them that has another. They say about Brazil in a sad way, about politics and other things, but they give us elements to remember the traditional samba exaltação. Okay. The next one I would like to say is the samba de break. Samba de break, translating to English, it's a break samba. And why break samba? Because this samba has some lyrics saying about humorous things, some humorous stories, and there is one point of these compositions that the music stops and the singer count a little story about the song. He has a little moment to count the story, and the song returns. Okay, then the melody is the same, the material. Okay, then what can I do that is can I say that would be different? In samba funk or samba jazz, you can have more jazzy melodies, okay, to sound inside the language, and when you're playing the traditional samba, you're going to use the melodies that the diatonic melodies, okay. In Bossa Nova, you can use more jazzistic melodies with tensions. We say this about in some jazz lives that I've done. You can find more material about how to do Bossa Nova melodies, okay. And Partido alto, I can say that we do a more cantabile melody, and if it's a modern Partido alto, we can use the scales of the chords, use some modern scales. A point that's interesting and common to these samba melodies that they often don't use chromatism, okay? The chromatism is rare in this style, and I see some Brazilian and often people from out of Brazil, foreigners, playing with a lot of chromatism. Then I recommend you to hear some composers and try to identify the kind of melody they do, because it's a very interesting exercise trying to create melodies without using so many, or don't using chromatism. It's difficult for who have already played jazz. All right, I think that's this I want to say. There are some other types of samba, but I think they are the main types. I got a question about samba rock. And samba rock, it's a kind of funky samba also. We can say that it has harmonies, bluesy harmonies, because all chords often have the seventh. And you can use more pentatonic material. You can use some blues scales or a mixolydian scales also that are going to sound good in samba rock. It's a more modern, and samba rock doesn't have any relation with rock. I think it's more funky. All right. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions, and I'll be here to answer you in the comments. And if you like this live, share with your friends, with your musician friends, and make some comments if you want to know more about comments about what you want to know about the Brazilian accent improvisation. Okay. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.